First off, I would like to thank Driven Industries for reaching out and offering to feature me in one of his videos. It means a lot as I am just starting my YouTube career. You can search for me on YouTube as Bipolar Owl. I do videos about my mental health. Lessons I learned in coming to terms with my depression. Depression is like having dysphoria in a sometimes high-key, sometimes low-key way. I struggle with a lot of things,
such as feeling like I wasn't depressed enough to ask for help, or thinking I could outthink depression, or just becoming sad in the dark of night.
I thought to myself a lot before accepting that I was depressed and that I needed help.
A lot of depressing stuff.
One of the worst thoughts that I had was that I needed to get to a certain point before I could ask for help for my depression.
Sadness looks for more reasons to be sad.
And this was one of my false truths.
And that I should only bring myself to ask for help when I was on the brink of suicide.
The real truth is that there are people out there who want to help, and that your sadness is not invalidated just because other people are sad and not just you. Your depression is not invalidated just because you have good days. Your depression is not invalid either when you are taking pills and have more good days than bad. What I'm trying to say is that your depression is valid. It's okay to have this illness. Sometimes I would think that I could outthink depression. I always thought that I could outthink my depression by finding ways to balance my mind chemistry outside of taking pills. The thing about the right diet and exercise is that, and this is a hard truth to swallow, when you are depressed, it's harder to do those things. Sometimes the things I would think of would work, sometimes they wouldn't, but I tried to do a little at a time and eventually came to terms with the fact that I needed medication. And although I'll always have it, I also have the feeling that I'm on the right path. Sometimes I would also become sad in the dark of night. Night was always hard for me. At night my thoughts would race with all the things that I thought I did wrong during the days, things along those lines. It wasn't until later on, when I was
receiving medication and was in a better place in life, socially and in general, that I would feel well enough to not fear the nighttime. It's important to get enough sleep, but also important to try not to force yourself.
It's a balance like everything with depression.
So like I said, coming to terms with depression. Really, it's all about taking it day by day. And being on the right path does help.
Also, don't compare yourself to other people. You know, some people can do things a little bit faster. Some people can't do things as fast. Sometimes I think that I'll never find acceptance with my mental disorders. Other times I find that I have. But I take it day by day, and though things don't just keep getting better like they say on TV, time and being on the right path does help. So, if you take anything away from this video, I want you to take away the fact that there are people out there, and they want to help, and they want to help you feel better, and it might not always work, but you're not alone in your depression, you're not alone in the sadness, and there are other people out there. And if you can find a community, take it. My name is Jacob Parnell. Sometimes I feel sad. I have depression and bipolar disorder.